Welcome to the Story-Eyed Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Jen. On this show, we talk about all things Williams syndrome. We're excited to share our community with you. Thanks for being here.
We'll jump right in because
knock it right out.
Because I have to start off the show with like a retraction and a apology.
I saw your post.
Yeah.
Poor Sarah up at when she went to the research convention at ACE, had several people coming up to her going, "Wow, $15 million. Way to go. That's awesome." And then she was like, "Hey." Yeah, so obviously we did not actually get a windfall of $15 million. It was a spam email scam that we did not fall for, so we didn't lose any money. But the wording of it amused me so much, and I was sharing it with Brendan and Jen. I tried to make it obvious that we were joking, but I clearly did not make it.
Your acting skills are too good.
But no. So we did not get $15 million. If someone wants to give us $15 million, hey, we will make.
Don't send us an email. Just call us.
Don't send an email. Yeah. I'll put you in touch with Mr. John Kent. So I apologize off the top for that. So,
man, Brendan, you just got back from ACE, right?
I sure did. Yeah, that conference was insane. It was amazing. Having them have me run around like a chicken cut with my head cut off was far more than I could have ever expected. It was honestly a blast. I had such a great time from, being on the planning committee to being a presenter the first day of the conference and then being a moderator the last day of the conference was the most anxious thing for me because I'm so used to being on a panel and not moderating, So that went so well, and I'm so happy with the outcome, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of really cool things.
Yeah.
Okay, so now because we had Nick on, and we were talking a lot about anxiety, and you were saying you were anxious, how did you manage that anxiety?
See that shit.
Yeah, I actually did a lot of square breathing.
Okay.
I even did a whole group with the panelists. We all did square breathing together before we all went out there because it was kind of my thing of like, hey, can we do square breathing so it can help calm me to help calm you guys? And it worked. Like everybody did really well and all very positive, really nice comments.
Yeah.
And it made for a great, great weekend and a lot of good fun with a lot of good people.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. I heard that there's some really fascinating studies that are going on around the world. It's exciting. Who knows where we will be in 5 years when we were all gathering in Minneapolis, in the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
Minnesota,
and it was really cool too.
Oh, we're gonna have a really great time.
Don't you know?
Well, yeah. We have the big mall there, and I think that we're gonna be able to spend some good times at the mall. And we have lots of organizations that are really excited that we're coming, and so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Brendan was at ACE presenting and moderating and being all around awesome. I was part of the committee that we had our walk here in the Twin Cities. Jen headed up the walk going on in Colorado. So the three of us have we had a bit of a week, didn't we?
We sure did.
And we squeezed in a podcast. I mean, that's pretty impressive because we've been full.
We've been full.
We have.
Jen, what was your favorite takeaway or surprise from your walk in Denver?
You know what? Actually, my favorite takeaway was, which this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to make a short version of this. But last year, so we had a person with Williams syndrome come to our walk last year. And unfortunately, he passed away. And so this year, the night before, I have this idea to put up pictures of all of our folks with Williams syndrome and do the heart and the hands, but have the picture of them be the heart, right? So I in the middle of the night and crafting all these hands, which I was so silly. I was like, well, I only need 20 pairs because there's 20 people. Oh no, I needed 40. I only had 20 hands total. I don't know what I was thinking. So some people had hands, some people did not have hands. But all that to say, I made one of Thomas, our friend who passed away, and I posted it on my Instagram. And our teacher at Stella School, a special ed teacher, said, how do you know him? I went to school with him, and he's the reason I became a special education teacher. She had no idea he had Williams syndrome. So it was really fun to come full circle. And it's just like, you never know. You never know the awareness work that you're doing, who it's going to impact or when it's going to impact somebody. But I thought that was a special connection. So I felt proud about that.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that's fantastic.
I did not have a Elastigirl. Was that your moment for you?
Well, no. I mean, it was great to have Elastigirl there. It's actually the princesses and the heroes and stuff that come is a company that a dear friend of mine from college runs.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
She arranges every year. Sometimes she's able to come out herself and be one of the costumed characters, but she always hooks us up. And we didn't want just two princesses this time. Last year we were able to get Batman was out there.
Oh, exciting.
Batman and Moana, interesting crime fighting pair. It was really wonderful, gorgeous day. Did you look like your day was the weather was pretty gorgeous where you were too.
Our weather was great. Our walk is small and mighty, and we just are thankful and grateful that people show up and that people want to know about Williams syndrome. It's a real fun time.
Hey, most of the walks are small and mighty. Obviously, now the focus turns to Buffalo. We are getting ready to start releasing information for people so that they can really start to plan, budget, and whatever needs to happen so that people can come.
Yeah, you were working at regular speed before. Now you're going into
we're going to go to ludicrous speed.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's good. Everything is how it is supposed to be.
Yes.
To infinity and beyond.
That's right. Oh, I love this. Well, Nick was a great guest.
Yeah, Nick was amazing as always.
Community. I'd love to see us continue to explore and bring more resources to the community around mental health, wellness, strategies to manage those things, because it is hard. It's hard for me. I would love to hear from the community if you guys are listening to this, if mental health is important to you, or, I guess health and wellness, what kind of resources that you feel that you need, that your individual with Williams syndrome needs that they're not getting in their local community. If they've taken the classes, the sessions with Nick, the benefits of that. And let's help us grow this into something that helps our people.
I myself also talked about mental health because I was asked at my speech, what do you think people should know more? Or what do you think people don't talk about enough? And I was like, mental health, mental health, mental health. I think it doesn't get brought up enough in our community enough. And I think that it should, because, I know there's people, including myself, that, have their own mental health issues. I think it's really important that mental health should be explored so that people can actually get the help that they need.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy the show, everybody.
Enjoy the show.
All right. Enjoy the show, everybody. Hey, everybody. Producer Joel here. I know we just said to enjoy the show with Nick Doris. The show is so good, and they kept going and talking about so many wonderful things that we're going to split it into two. So you're going to get part one of our interview with Nick Doris right now. And then you're also going to get an interview from the Adventure Seekers cruise this past June with Kiersten Frickey. And so I know you'll enjoy that. So then in the next episode, we'll do part two with Nick, where he'll get into some of the actual exercises that he does in our Wellness Wednesdays, as well as continuing this discussion about mental health with Jen and Brendan. It's really great. I'm so happy to get to introduce him to our community if you don't already know him. And of course, if you do know him, then you know how great he is. So thank you so much again for joining the show, and enjoy part one with Nick Doris, and then my interview with Kiersten Frickey. All right, enjoy the show, everybody.
Show everybody.
Woohoo! We're gonna go rock star instead today.
Oh, Rockstar. That's
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Morgan Jane Starkman from Inner Sense Organic Beauty, and I'm so excited to share something that I love, our Hair Renew Scalp Hair Bath and Soothing Conditioner. Soothes my hair and soothes my scalp irritation. These products leave my scalp feeling truly calm, and they make me feel confident and cared for, and I think you'll love them too. Let's take care of our scalp and hair together. Try them today and save 15% on your first purchase with my code Morgan15 at InnerSenseBeauty.com.
All right. Well, hello, Nick. How are you, buddy?
Brennan, it's good to see you. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. So, for those who might not know who you are, why don't you take a few moments to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you do in the Williams syndrome community?
Whew. Just got a little emotional. Just like, thank you, Brendan.
You're welcome.
I was introduced to the Williams syndrome community back in 2018, I believe it was. Yeah, 2018, at the Williams Syndrome Week at Camp Blue Skies. And my life completely changed. And what I would say I do in the Williams syndrome community is I just show up and I'm loved. And I do my best to like mirror that love back to everybody in the community. So, you know, there's a lot of amazing people in the Williams syndrome community. And I was blessed enough this past year to go to or this past convention, and I got to meet youngins too. You know, like I was just hanging out with adults, people my age, but meeting the youngins was like, wow, you know, these these young children have so much love to share in the world, and it's like meeting there's maybe 100 people at Camp Blue Skies, and then going to convention and meeting. I mean, how many people were at convention this last convention? Was it thousands? I mean,
over 1,200 at least.
Over 1,200 people. So something that I've noticed when I get to go to these spaces where I'm surrounded by people with Williams syndrome, is that like my heart is never the same afterwards. You know, it's like it's got this special sparkle to it. So what I do in the community is I get to come in and I just get to sparkle back. We'll say that.
Right on.
It's like you're already talking and it's already making me like feel emotional because like I kind of feel the same way, right? Like we as parents, like I just happened upon it and never had met people with Williams syndrome before. And I think so much of what you said is true. Although I have a spicy one. I'm a spicy Williams syndrome person. I don't know if you've met any of those, but they do exist. Very loving in a spicy way. And still beautiful, and it makes you sparkle. So I love how you've introduced that. So how I seen you from the Mindfulness Monday videos that you're posting, and like I said before we started the show, I'm going to come at you hot with a lot of questions because we're in teen time over here in the Keaton house. But tell us, like, how did you go from like being at camp to then being at convention, and then like how has what you do for the community evolved?
From when I went to camp, I'll start there because I had to leave camp. I had a traffic accident that had happened and I had to leave to go to court.
Okay.
And, while I was gone, I was also supposed to teach a yoga class. I had just finished my yoga certification. I was teaching yoga in Atlanta. So it wasn't too far away. It was like an hour and a half drive. So I left camp and I came back. The next day I was supposed to leave to go to yoga. And I looked at everybody at camp and I looked at my phone and I was like, nobody signed up for yoga class. So I canceled the yoga class as soon as I got back to camp. I actually was fired from that yoga teaching job because somebody did show up to class.
Oh, no.
But I made the right choice that day because I stayed at camp. And one thing that whenever I go to camp or whenever I'm at convention or whenever I get a phone call from one of my friends in this community, always answer, always am as present as I can be because I don't know if I'm going to get to see him again.
Yeah.
After that experience at camp, having to, kind of just hold my nose and jump.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I am so in, and the passion began there. I had met somebody at camp that year. She was working with Williams syndrome. She was there as a counselor, and we were in the same group. And I was asking all these questions. I wanted to get involved. Shortly after 2018, we had the whole COVID thing, and I wasn't able to go to camp. But I was still doing virtual stuff. So I did a few virtual things for camp. That was great. I really enjoyed doing it. I wasn't teaching as many yoga classes. I actually started taking more yoga classes virtually and learning more.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, Joel and me started talking, and he started introducing me to more people in the community. Long and short of it, eventually we sat down and we figured out that me and LB could come to convention. I think we did like 9 different classes from 2-year-olds all the way up to the oldest person there. And every single class, while we like would plan certain things, a lot of it is just like relating in community with each other. And I think that's what I really love about being involved with the Mindfulness Mondays and the Wellness Wednesdays, is that it's an opportunity for us to join each other in community in a special kind of way, in a container that feels supported by the WSA. So I really appreciate the WSA to have that container, because without that support, it just wouldn't have the legs to get us all to the party, right? Like we would all be waiting on our Uber. So and then, yeah, we've been doing this for 6 months. It's been incredible, and I want to do more. I'm so grateful to be on the podcast today, and I hope that we continue to grow this community and share space with each other.
So your background is, do you have a background before yoga? What's your background before?
So before yoga, yeah, there's some background there. Well, let's just start with, I graduated with a marketing degree from Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
What an awesome experience that was, going to college in Nashville,
Yeah.
and hosting events. I did a lot of event hosting in Nashville. So when I graduated from school, I wasn't sure the job route that I wanted to go down. But I had another one of those hold your nose and jump moments. A family member had suggested, actually, he was working at the Marcus Autism Center. You guys familiar with the Marcus Center?
Yes.
It's well known in Atlanta. They do a lot of stuff with Emory and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And I worked there for about 1.5 years on a severe behavior unit doing ABA therapies.
Okay.
And it was very interesting work. I personally, I don't know if I would say I got a bad taste, but I kind of got a sour taste from the ABA therapy world on a clinical level.
Yep.
Because it just, for me, I really feel like it's not just about training the person that is having troubles being a part of the community, but it's about training the community to understand how this person is viewing them.
Yes.
Them being everybody else in the community that's not at the Marcus Autism Center.
Right.
So when I left the Autism Center, that's when camp kind of happened, and yoga at the same time. I went through an intensive 7-day training, 3 weeks in a row. At the same time, I was also working with a group at Emory that was just starting this therapy called CBCT, Cognitive-Based Compassion Training.
Yep.
Right.
So I took a few lessons from them. Actually, I helped film and record the audio for every single one of the lessons, so that way that they could share it with more people that aren't able to get to Emory's grounds. So yeah, I think that's...
So it's you know what? I'm a fellow marketing graduate, and now I spend my time supporting individuals with disabilities. It's weird how we make that, how we made that jump. But I love it. I love what you're doing. And I think that there's so, especially in our community, I think it's very, very needed. And I want to talk about that. But I did want to mention for listeners, if they don't realize this, so Camp Blue Skies is a camp, and they actually have quite a bit of disability background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they support other types of individuals with disabilities and other disability camps. So sometimes I think like people think like it's just for Williams syndrome, or they think it's a camp where people with Williams syndrome go and we're the only people with disabilities. But actually, like they are very skilled at supporting individuals with disabilities. And so just another shout out to the work that they're doing there. But you started, I guess you met individuals with Williams syndrome there. And then how did that conversation go, like in terms of you connecting with Joel and Joel sharing more about our community? I mean, they are like when you first meet a person with Williams syndrome, it's like I think you see the love first. And there's so much love that comes at you, and you're like, it's so exciting, right? But then as you spend time with our community, then you also see that there's a lot of anxiety, and you have to hold space for that too. So I'd love to hear like how you guys stumbled upon like Mindfulness Mondays, Wellness Wednesdays.
So after camp in 2020, and actually right before camp too, I realized that there was another way that I can be a part of the community. And I started doing work as a DSP. So I became a direct support professional.
Okay.
Working, beginning with my family. My grandma hired me to be a direct support professional for my aunt. She is possibly one of the silliest, kindest people you've ever met, but she can also be very spicy.
Okay.
She's an Italian woman that like, you say the wrong word and it's what we call it in our family. It's like lean in, dacquerad.
Right.
And they just give you a loving pat on the back of the head or on the shoulder or whatever. But, from doing that direct support work, that's where this grew from.
Right.
I've been doing this direct support work since, I guess it was around 2017, before I started camp, actually. And, I was driving from Atlanta almost an hour and a half to get to my aunt.
Okay. Wow.
Spending 2 hours with her, and then, driving an hour and a half, well, actually sometimes 2 hours back to Atlanta because of traffic, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'm wasting precious moments. And so I asked Joel, is there a way that we can share my talents? And Joel's just like such a, he champions people, like he sees the good in someone and it's like, all right, this is how we're going to do this. And I mean, watching him at convention in that room, you guys, I don't know if you made it into the karaoke room, but it was just amazing. Every single person that stepped up there felt like they were on like America's Got Talent, and that's how I feel whenever he edits a video for me. I'm like, I got the best producer in the world.
Right.
We know because we have him too.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
So that continued, and like, I was looking, I've been trying to figure out how to do digital content. With DSP work, I'm paid through a government waiver. What's the word that I want to use here? I'm honored that I get to start here with the WSA, because honestly, like I've gotten to experience working with a lot of different community organizations that support people with diagnosed disabilities, and also undiagnosed disabilities as well. But like the way that the WSA shows up, giving the community, first of all, like the way that they have brought families together to talk with each other and figure things out, it fills my heart with like everything that I want to do for my family. Right. And that's why like I'm just so driven to continue doing this work, is because I watched my aunt growing up, it's like she was always wanting friends. She was always wanting people that she can relate with and talk to about things and like laugh and cry and, whatever, bowl, eat junk food. Like, and I think it was about a year ago that she had 3 friends just like appeared out of the heavens. And I have been so lucky to be there that day, actually. And, we all went down to the pool and we talked with each other. There was one woman that was so sweet, and I had my little dog with me, and she was very scared of dogs. Okay. So I asked her, why she was afraid of dogs, and she had no words to explain it, but her demeanor and the way that she kind of like went like this and was just like, my mind starts trying to figure out why, right? But what I realized is that I could just love her in the moment that she's in. And, if I need to walk on the other side of the road with my dog and have her walk on the opposite side of the road, that's what I would do. Just giving her that space and letting her know that her needs are seen. A lot of the work that I really am wanting to focus on doing is helping everybody understand what they specifically are like needing. Why are we anxious right now? Maybe, it's like, or
Right.
why are we happy? And figuring out what that why is, and Jen, this might go into a little bit of the marketing,
Yeah,
and then
totally.
figuring out how to like hold somebody in their why and celebrate and honor them and kind of champion them in understanding why they're feeling some kind of way. If we
No, I
could.
think I think it's so like I was saying to you before we started the pod, my daughter's 15 and so she was diagnosed at 5 and I think she's always been a spicy person. But I'm definitely seeing now as she is getting older that anxiety is increasing and like full disclosure, like there is a lot of anxiety coming down from the family tree that is,
Mhm.
in addition to the anxiety you get from having Williams syndrome, right? So like she almost has like the double whammy. Um, but I also see it with other individuals, right? As I've spent more time with adults with Williams syndrome, I do see the anxiety increasing, and so I've been on a journey to like you said, maybe it is the marketing thing in us, like to understand why, right? Like what are the triggers? What are the things that I can provide as her parent to support her? And again, also full disclosure, like she's definitely on meds, but meds are not the answer. They're not the full answer. They don't get rid of 100% of the problem. So now I'm on a journey to understand like what are the other tools out there that could help her manage those anxieties. And it's like what I see is it's in like a flare, right? Like it's almost like a flare up. And so the things I've been thinking, like looking at are like, yoga, right? Or Reiki or massage
Mhm.
or chiropractic or like where you can just go. It's like a yoga practice where you go and lay down and you listen to drums. And I was like, I think she needs to go there because these are
Yeah.
all things that can help like balance our state of being and increase our presence. So, like with all that said, it sounds like that's kind of the work that you're doing too, with this Mindfulness Mondays and Wellness Wednesdays. How has it been working for our community?
For that last question, it's like you'd have to ask them. I can't speak for somebody
Okay.
else, but I will say that like I would not be able to be here doing this if I wasn't doing that work myself. A
Yeah.
lot of what I'm bringing in is stuff that I'm feeling and needing to work on. A
Yeah.
lot of the stuff that I've taught in this space is stuff that me and my partner use every single day and are relating with each other. I've, not really shared this, I guess, in this realm, but I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was, I think, like 10 years old.
Okay.
So I had ISPs in school.
Hmm.
Had special rooms that I would be in for one of my periods every single year.
Hmm.
I continued to have ISPs in college, and I think it was God's plan because for me, I don't think I would have ever graduated from college. I was having too good of a time, and at the same time, I didn't really know like what my purpose was back then, and it
Yeah.
was always floating around me. And I think that's like a big part of the space that we come together with the mindfulness. The mindfulness Mondays are really preparation for what's happening in the Wellness Wednesdays, and then it kind
Okay.
of more like a check-in to see how everybody's integrating into the practice that we shared on the Wellness Wednesday. We usually have a Mindfulness Monday, then a Wellness Wednesday, and then one more Mindfulness Monday. And
Right.
sometimes if I'm still feeling like there needs more integration, I'll come back into the Facebook page and I'll check. I really have been trying to get everybody to respond, in the Facebook thread. A lot of
Yeah.
the responses are just like hi and like, I love you or simple things like that. I'm wondering like is there another way that I can ask or challenge people to respond to my questions to
Mhm.
get a deeper answer from them? Because I would love to know how people are interacting with some of the practices that I'm sharing. I think it was the last Wellness Wednesday that I did. One of my friends called me afterwards, and she had actually called me before and asked that we bring prayer into the space. That is the deepest form of mindfulness
Mhm.
in a sense. It's like you are sharing from your heart when you pray for somebody. You're sharing what you feel in your heart. And that comes out whether you like, no matter what, it's going to come out in that prayer. And yeah, that's something that I've tried to bring back into my life just recently. If that word is triggering, remove it.
Right.
A moment of gratitude, a moment of asking for what I need in the moment
Yeah.
to help me be more present. So much of anxiety and stress comes from not fully communicating what we're feeling
Mhm.
and why we believe we're feeling what we're feeling.
Yeah. So is
So
that what you work
choosing.
on in the Mindfulness Mondays, or is that in Wellness Wednesday?
So they're all different. They're all
Okay.
different. Like every single month, we have different topics. So for this month,
Okay, cool.
we have a topic that is on mindful communication. So we'll share on Mindfulness Monday a practice. I guess I could share it now, right? Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, I
All
would love
right, y'all, let's do this. This is great. Well, this is like practice for me and a little bit of mindful communication for you. So, this is a mantra, which is basically just some words that you repeat to help
Mhm.
you be more present. Okay? So, take a deep breath in. Let's just kind of like,
Wiggle it out. Wiggle it out. Okay.
Take it
yeah,
off, right?
sometimes you just got some energy, you got to get it out.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. So I'll say it and you guys just listen and then we can all say it together. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Before I speak, I ask, is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it supportive? Is it necessary? If that's too many, we can do three. Let's try three. Is it kind? Is it helpful? Is it necessary?
Okay.
Hmm.
Or let's do these three. I like these three better. Is it true? Is it supportive? Is it kind?
Hmm.
Okay. So this mindfulness communication mantra actually is to help us avoid gossip.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We
Isn't
don't have
that
to
like
do
one of
that.
the things, no matter how old we get, just always just like is
Yeah.
like a shadow behind us being like, excuse me, did you tell somebody about something that happened last week? It's not necessary.
Even on the
Is
train
it true?
coming, even on the train coming home from the conference, I had to deal with that kind of thing, and I'm just like, come on, it's got
And it's
nothing to do
hard when
with
it's
me.
coming at you face forward, right?
Yeah, it's like it has
How did
nothing
you
to do
handle
with
it?
me.
I'm
I was
interested.
like, I told the person, look, it has nothing, it's making me feel uncomfortable. It has nothing to do with me,
Mm.
so it's not my problem, and I'm not gonna get involved. Please don't get me involved.
Brendan, I like expressing your feelings, right? One
Yeah,
big move there, dude. That's huge. Like jumping in and just being like, "Hey, this is how I feel,"
yeah.
And like then asking them with the choice to say, "Don't get me involved." I mean, dude, you come teach everybody how to handle gossip on one of the Mindfulness Mondays? Like I'll grab you in and we'll do a mutual live.
Bro, I am there.
I would love to.
Awesome.
There are so
Cause
many
like
things I could talk about with that. Like, whew, the tea is
it's just the way you did it right there though. Like
yeah,
that is a simple way for any of our friends
yeah,
or parents to handle a situation, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I love you, but please don't get me involved.
Well, it's interesting because I think like in our community, I was going to say when you brought up gossip, like yes, there's a lot of gossip, and I think it stems from the anxiety that we all have anxiety, but definitely prevalent in our community. And I also think it stems from insecurity we're not understanding like why we're anxious or we're feeling insecure about something, you know, in ourselves. And so then like we're gossiping, right? To take the pressure off of thinking about our anxiety or thinking about the thing that we're insecure about in ourselves. And then we think about other people, right? And we get wrapped up in other people's problems because then we don't have to think about ourselves. So like I also think helping our community understand, like you were saying, Nick, like how to identify those things that are happening in ourselves, how to learn how to accept them, trying to find tools to like move through them. It's all super, super important because like if we get to the root of the problem, then hopefully we see those benefits of, you know, things not kind of blowing up or getting out of hand. And I think the gossip is one of them, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because when we join into the space, sometimes, you know, you always have this aspect of being in group, right? So one person might say something about, I love chocolate. And then everybody else will be like, well, I love chocolate too. So sometimes what it takes is really asking the right questions, right? To get into somebody's root.
Yeah.
And that is why, you know, I might have an entire thing planned for Wellness Wednesday this Wednesday, right? But it might shift completely because somebody needs to be asked a certain question, and we need to work on that together. And when that happens, we all figure something out. Because when one person, like, remember in school where like they would write a math problem on the board, right?
Yeah.
And they'd show you how to do it, or they'd have somebody come up there and show you how to do it. It's the same thing when we're working through mindfulness and wellness stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to do this kind of work in a supported space, right? I don't use the word safe space because it's up to you yourself to decide if you're safe. Nobody else can tell you that I can protect you. I mean, it's a tough thing that, like, I know I'm not a parent, and if I ever was, I would totally probably tell my kid, I got you. Nothing's ever going to happen to you. But can I really promise them that?
No, you can't. Yeah. And it's
No,
interesting to
not
think about,
necessarily.
you know, like in terms of like having a person to go to, right? This is just totally speculation on my part because I haven't really went down this avenue for Stella yet because she is so young. But like, you know, I've been to therapy and I love therapy and I think it's amazing. But I have a hard time thinking about what therapy would look like for Stella because I worry that people won't understand her and that they won't be able to like create the type of connection that she really needs in order to do the work that you have to do in therapy, right? To like continue to improve on yourself. And so like I love the idea of somebody really understanding like our individuals with Williams syndrome because even though they're all different, there is a lot of similar themes, right? And if we can understand the similar themes that individuals with Williams syndrome experience, and if you, Nick, can develop like a way to support them, and like you said, even through this like group kind of atmosphere that you have, like it really then starts to create impact. And I think sometimes like as parents, we just go like, oh, my kid has anxiety and oh, they're gossiping and I don't know what to do with them. So I just like it's easy in our nature to avoid things that are hard.
Yeah.
And that's definitely, I think, a challenge as, you know, we navigate adulthood with Williams syndrome. Like we just all don't want to tackle things that are hard, but like continuing to have like a focus every week on this and continuing to understand how our Williams syndrome people, the supports that they need, like you were talking about, right? And like helping them understand the work that they need to do on themselves. Like that's my hope is that if we continue this, that we'll see some positive change in the community.
Yeah.
And that they'll have resources for themselves that they didn't have before.
And I love that, you know, a lot of the stuff that we're doing is recorded right now, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much everything's been recorded. So my big vision is eventually there's a platform that everybody can go to, especially for our spicy friends. You know, like it's sometimes hard. Like I was spicy growing up, y'all. I don't know if you see it now, but like I was spicy. And I was different than everybody, and I felt that. And like I think a big reason that I'm able to relate with the communities that I'm working with is because I had such loving parents and family that like they did get me therapy.
Yeah.
You know, I started therapy really young, on and off. And I think what I've noticed with the ADHD thing for me is like the therapy didn't work because they had me sitting in a chair talking about my feelings and feeling stuck in my feelings. Right?
Yeah.
So for me, what worked was going to yoga, doing a meditation where I would like practice different stretches before the meditation and after the meditation. So I didn't get stuck in that, whatever that meditation was for.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, if I didn't have those forms of therapy, which they are forms of therapy,
Yes.
I would have not turned out like the way that I am today. I would have still been working at the autism center in the severe behavior unit. You know, maybe I would have followed a path to become somebody that was more on the clinical side of things. I doubt that because I have a lot of feelings. And like, if you've ever seen me on a dance floor, I can't play music to save my life. I can't do it. But I can keep the beat with my body on the dance floor all night long.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love it. And a big thing that, you know, I've noticed when I started coming into these spaces, and I was like, everybody's got a lot of feels, and they're being told not to feel them because it's not an appropriate space to feel them. Like nobody knows how to hold space for somebody having this much feeling and anxiety or things that are happening, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's when camp started looking at me like, oh, you teach yoga. How about you do a meditation every single night before everybody goes to bed? I was like, okay, sure. Let me teach a meditation to 100 people. Why not? Let's see how it goes. And, you know, I to be honest, like I had no plans. Every single night I would get anxious about like, oh, what am I going to do? We're going to do a breath like this. We're going to do a breath like that. And then I'd look out into the room and I'd see what was happening. And I'd ask myself, like, what would I need to be able to go to bed right now? And sometimes it was like, all right, let's all make a big loud bird noise real quick. And everybody would get up and make a big loud bird noise, right? And then I'd have everybody do a breath, and I'd create these breath works as I was going.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a therapist. I fully support therapy. I fully support therapy that works for you.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, if it's equestrian therapy, if it's yoga, shoot, it might just be running around in the woods for a little while. You know, like, or playing some music. Brendan, you play drums, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
Tell me that is therapy for you, please. Like,
That's definitely therapy for me, for sure.
I mean, you're releasing so much into those drums, and you're allowing yourself to be so present in that moment. For me, I asked certain families that I work with, and even my grandma, I'm like, you know, can we get therapy for like my aunt? And sometimes it's the same thing, Jen. You know, like there's this little fear that's like they don't know my human. They don't get them, and it's true. You spend thousands and thousands of dollars for your therapist to get to know you. So if you can find a way to have therapy through mantras, through books, through a community, go at it. You know, I mean, like creating that relationship really is with yourself.
Yeah.
And that wellness is you creating therapy for yourself. I think my greatest therapy is petting my little dog that's always with me, you know, and I didn't realize I needed that until 2020. And when I got that, my life continued to start to change. You know, it's like I said in the beginning, I met the Williams Syndrome community and my heart was different after that.
Hi, I'm Morgan Jane Starkman. I am the daughter of Greg and Joanne Starkman from Inner Sense Organic Beauty, and I'm so happy to tell you something really special. The Hair Renew Scalp Hair Bath and the Hair Renew Soothing Conditioner from Inner Sense Organic Beauty. These clean, safe products help take care of your scalp and hair. They make your scalp feel calm and renewed. I love how they make me feel cared for. And I think you'll love these products too. Let's take care of our scalp and hair together. Try them today and save 15% on your first purchase with my code Morgan15 at InnerSenseBeauty.com.
Hey, Kiersten, how you doing?
Good, Joel. How are you?
Good. For those who haven't been lucky enough to meet you, why don't you tell the good people who are watching and listening a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Kiersten Frickey, and I'm 24 years old, and I live in Kansas.
In Kansas. Have you lived in Kansas your whole life?
24 years.
24 years in Kansas. Well done.
Wow, I can't believe I made
Go Chiefs.
that long.
Go Chiefs.
Yes. I knew you would say that. What a genius. Wow,
See?
that got me very interested.
So what is next? What happens next when you go back to Kansas?
I don't know. Oh, my birthday in September is coming up.
There you go.
But wait, I gotta do 4th of July, of course.
Of course.
That's
4th
the
of July.
hardest.
So
It's so loud in July. I mean, July 4th is fun, but it's loud too, and it gets my ears very poppy.
mhm. And so you have 4th of July, and
Yes.
then August is just a hanging out, chill August, and then September comes in. It's all about
And then
it's all about
October,
birthday month.
hopefully, we can go to Disney.
Hopefully in October you can go to Disney.
Do you think that can happen?
Oh, you mean as an adventure seeker trip?
Yes.
Wow, I mean that would be a quick turnaround, but
It would be fun. I want to see Mickey a lot. Really a lot. Like this much. Huge. I want to go back to Ghirardelli and Disney Springs. They have a whole outlet full of stores you can go to.
Yep, the Disney Springs stores
I
are.
want to go to Ghirardelli. It's amazingly good. And you get a bar. After you get the ice cream, they have a bar that you can get that's already paid for. Chocolate bar. Get it?
So yeah, you're kind of a chocolate gal. You and I stopped in on the little store here on the ship.
Yeah, but I haven't gone a single thing there yet.
You know what? That's okay.
I
But
really
you
want
just
a
knowing,
Snickers.
I was gonna say, just knowing that they're there. And what's the big thing that they don't have?
Junior Mints. Wah, wah, wah.
No junior mints, but
Oh,
they had
please.
they have all sorts of other amazing chocolate
They have
things.
Snickers. They have Kit Kats. They have Almond Joys. They have Mounds and crackers. They have all that good stuff.
So tell us a little bit about who you're here with on this cruise.
I am with the most delightful people I ever known, my parents. And today is their anniversary.
It's their anniversary.
58.
Yeah,
And they are the ones that brought me from all the way from Kansas to here. And
yeah.
of course, a few stops in between. Even Nashville, Tennessee, it was legit to go there. We were underground hotel. There's 2 stores near us. A tattoo one, no, and then the other one. It was a big donut store. Not Dunkin' Donuts, but it looked exactly the same.
So you could have gotten donuts and a tattoo.
Yeah, but the tattoo needle, it would make me screamy. I can't. Not without somebody holding my arm until I'm done. I wouldn't know what to do.
You could get a tattoo of a donut though.
But then I would really want one.
And then you'd eat your arm.
No, that'd be weird. I would want a real donut and a Coke, please. On my arm, that'd be so bad. Not exceptional.
What is it that you maybe love most about your mom and dad?
Oh, man. They met at Wendy's and got married apparently in the courthouse. I did not think that would happen. In a good way, not bad.
They've been together for a very long time.
Yes, and they are amazing. They're incredible. They can do chef cooking. They could do my favorite drinks. They could absolutely make good shakes at home with a blender. They have a cool machine that you can put ice in the middle, and then you put salt around it, and then put ice cream powder in the middle, and you stir it as long as you can until it's there.
Wow. So
Not stir it, but you have to let it blend around like a merry-go-round. until it's all ice cream.
So yeah, ice cream, that big old ice cream maker.
That sounds good right
homemade
now.
ice cream. What is it that you want everybody to know about Williams syndrome? The good, the not so good.
1, we're important. 2, we are okay to drive, even though some parents think it's not fun. They don't know it. They already drive. It should be my turn. And 3, I want to make sure everybody can get home and safely.
Well, let's talk about pie.
Oh, please, we must. My dad, he is a cool chef person. He can make a really good, easy pie. Take Oreo crust that's already made, then take pudding and whipped cream together, mix it like a salad, and put it in the middle, and then you just put it in the fridge until it's completely ready to eat. And that's only 4 steps, and no oven whatsoever. Just put it in the fridge after you stir it. My other favorite that my mom and I make is called chocolate pecan pie. It's way more indulgent, better than the rich other flavor, which is regular. And we take a lot of chocolate ingredients, and we take a lot of syrup.
Wow.
The kind that's from a tree. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's all liquefied in sugar, so we don't have to worry about the sap. Because, that kind would not taste good without the sugar.
Right.
Exactly.
But you guys, so the chocolate and the pecan.
And then a whole bunch of pecans, we cut them up, and then we just put them in and stir it up. Just like the mashed potatoes, but same way, but different.
That sounds like a pretty awesome pie. One last important pie question.
I love pie. Go ahead.
Pie or cake? This is a would you rather. Would you rather eat
they
pie?
The same?
Oh, they're very different. Would you rather have a piece of pie or a piece of cake?
Man, they look kind of the same every time I eat a piece. I say pie because of Thanksgiving.
That sounds like an awesome plan.
Exactly, Joel.
Well done. Great.
You've been listening to the Starry-Eyed Podcast, presented by the Williams Syndrome Association and sponsored by Inner Sense Organic Beauty. The show is hosted by Jennifer Keaton and Brendan Lemieux and produced by me, Joel Listman. All music by Tommy Barbarella and Mariella Elm. Got a question for the show? Email us at podcast@williams-syndrome.org. Video version of the podcast available on the Williams Syndrome Association channel on YouTube and on the Starry-Eyed Podcast page on Facebook. Audio version available wherever you get your podcast delights. So like and subscribe and help spread some Williams Syndrome awareness.